Karnataka Home Minister has reached the blast site. Home Minister Araga Jnanendra taking stock of the situation. Remember, today a top-level meeting also expected in Mangaluru as a police probe has revealed that this is a much bigger conspiracy that Shariq was hatching. In fact, he is also said to be in touch with several other handlers. This is something that the police officials are looking at. Details of the probe also revealing that he wanted to establish an Islamic caliphate in the country. So the Karnataka Home Minister has currently reached the blast site. This is the first time that the Home Minister is visiting after the blast. He is accompanied by the top police officials. Today, after a visit to the spot, he will be holding a high-level meeting as well. So that's what's expected today. My colleague Deepak Bopanna joining us live with the details. Deepak, we have the Home Minister reaching the spot. This is his first visit after the blast took place. We understand today a high-level meeting is also expected on the larger conspiracy angle that the police officials are looking at.
Yes, Pratibha, the Home Minister just leaving the hospital now. He had met the victim. He had also met the family members who are inside. Some good news coming in as far as the health condition of the victim is concerned. He is in fact doing better. We are awaiting more details as far as the investigation. If the Home Minister has been briefed about any more developments in the case, apart from the detentions that have been made, any more arrests, if any. We've of course brought to our viewers various details of how the investigation has proceeded up until now, but right now the Home Minister is also going to chair a very high-level meeting with senior police officials of the coastal belt, going to brief them about how they should really handle the situation in the future, and also take stock of the situation so that a tragedy, or rather an incident like this shouldn't occur, to avert for any other tragedy in the future.
Absolutely. So today, as the Home Minister visits the police officials, Deepak, if you can give us more information on what the probe has revealed until now. The police officials also, of course, being very cautious as they reveal these details. But the probe, like you mentioned, has hinted at a much bigger conspiracy that Shariq was plan of a much bigger plot that was being put in place. Some breaking inputs now coming in of the details of the probe. In fact, Times now has accessed the police dossier and it reveals that Shariq and co wanted to establish an Islamic caliphate. These are the details coming in of the much larger conspiracy that was being planned by Shariq, and details by the police officials revealing that they wanted to establish an Islamic caliphate, Deepak.
Well, yes, we in fact have the dossier from the police which establishes a lot of details. We'll of course be putting out the detail bit by bit in a while from now. The dossier speaks about the link between Maaz, Yasin and Shariq, about how they met during the pre-university days, about how they had fundamental ideas even then, how they shared PDFs, web links using various platforms, be it Telegram, Instagram, and other a couple of platforms as well, which is not very popularly known as well. We'll of course be putting out this bit by bit to bring to our viewers how this indoctrination of Shariq and his close aides took place, what was their plan, and all the details around that.
Okay, all right. So the details that are coming in also reveal that they had been using social media apps. In fact, details also coming in of the ISIS-style attacks that they were planning in Karnataka and across South India.
Yes, and moreover, the police, of course, have put out all of these details about they wanted to bring out Shariat law in the country. They wanted to in fact set up an caliphate state. They were inspired by various videos, and they used to watch what used to happen in Syria and other countries, and inspired by it, and they wanted to do something similar. They had in fact mentioned some specific details as to how though India has got independence from the British, but true independence will be given to them when they wage a war against the administration, against the country. So these are some very interesting details that have come out in the police dossier, which of course we will be putting out, like I mentioned, bit by bit.
Okay, all right. In the details that have been revealed until now, these are the details that we're putting out on our screens as well of how the three youth had met each other. They knew each other from the pre-university days, and Mohammed Shariq had got in touch with these two individuals. Remember, we've also revealed details of how Shariq had visited Tamil Nadu as well as Kerala, and now the police officials are looking at the involvement of other people as well, and this is what we're talking about. The larger conspiracy wanting to instill terror not just in Karnataka but also different parts of the country, especially South India. So let's get you the details of how it all unfolded. Mysuru on November 2022, Shariq rented a house with a fake ID, and remember, this is one of the biggest clinchers. He had rented a house with a fake ID. He was posing as a Hindu. He had a fake SIM card and fake details that had been given. So a bomb making material, remember, was also found from his residence, and enough material to make 10 bombs. So this was just part of a much bigger conspiracy. So remember, he had been traveling from Mangaluru and he was also headed to Shivamogga. So let's talk about the Shivamogga connect now. We spoke about Mysuru, we spoke about Mangaluru. Let's now talk about Shivamogga. He's a resident of Thirthahalli in Shivamogga. So this, of course, being revealed that he was the mastermind of the experimental blast. Police officials are looking at him being self-radicalized while also being in touch with others, his handlers outside the country. So let's talk about Mangaluru now on the details. This is in November 2020. So it was not just him being active over the last few months. This is the detail from 2020 when he had been arrested for pro-terror graffiti. Remember his involvement, and he had been under the scrutiny of the police officials. He had also previously been arrested in Mangaluru for pro-terror graffiti. One graffiti was against the administration, another also mentioned Sar Tan Se Juda. Remember, these were the details that the police officials were looking at. Now let's talk, we've spoken about Karnataka, let's now talk about Kerala. This is in Aluva in Kerala, and here as well he stayed at a lodge. This is from September 13th to the September 18th. So in September he was active in Kerala as well, and this is where he is said to have received a package. This was via Amazon. So the police officials are looking at the details of what he had received. Done with Kerala, let's now talk about the Tamil Nadu connection. And this, remember, has also been mired in some political controversy. So he was in Coimbatore as well. This is a place that he had visited before the blast. He had also bought the SIM card here. So the police officials also, in the dock for the same. How is it that he got an alias? He was living as a Hindu here. He had obtained a SIM card as well. He had booked a room there and also met several accomplices in the city. So let's talk about the kind of planning that went to it. Very quickly, also mentioning Ooty that he had mentioned. Remember, one person had been detained. The police officials looking at the other accomplices, the other people as well who were involved in this. So there was one person from Ooty as well who was detained. So as we track every single detail in this big conspiracy that was hatched by Shariq, let's get you a ground report from where he was living.
We are at Madimagal VN Lodge in Coimbatore, which is very near to the Gandhipuram bus stand, one of the busiest bus stands in Coimbatore. Now, this is the particular lodge where Mohammed Shariq had stayed. He stayed here from September 3rd to September 6th, assuming a different identity. We spoke to the lodge owner, Mr. Kamaraj over here, who was earlier even questioned by the police. He had given information. Later he was let off. Now, based on his information, we were given to understand that Mohammed Shariq had stayed here assuming the identity of Gauri, and he had also stated that an identification was given stating that he was Gauri. At that point in time, Mohammed Shariq had procured a SIM card through Surendran, is what we are given to understand, and due to which Surendran has been being questioned by the police, and in fact he was picked up by the police. But the question still remains where he visited, who he visited, because we are given to understand through our sources that while he was in Tamil Nadu, he had visited Coimbatore, Madurai and Nagarkoil. With video journalist Jayaprakash, Sri Prapanch for Times Now from Coimbatore.
All right, as the investigation continues, we get you all the details. For now, slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back.